I was like, wow, like you guys really like me? It's like, dang, that's tight. Justin Williams texts me and he's like, hey, like you want to do a photo shoot? And I was like, me? Yes. And so then he's like, okay, cool, it's tomorrow. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I look so ugly. And so then he's like, all right, meet me at my house. And so like I drive to his house, and Corey and one of their teammates, Diego, I think they rode together, but I rode with Justin down there. And then we get down there, they're like, oh, here's this kit, like here's this, like here's this. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty, like this and this. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got the orange kit. And so like me and Justin wore matching kits. And so they're just like taking photos of us, and the ride was like 80 miles and it was so hot. But they fed us the whole time and it was cool, and they followed us in the scooter, and then they had like the camera and they're like just taking pictures. They're just like, just pretend like we're not here. Just pretend like you're just riding normally. And so the photo shoots are pretty much just sprint efforts all day. Like they're like, okay, well, like we need this shot. So go down and sprint up really quick. They're like, that wasn't it. Go down and sprint up really quick. And they will we'll do it like 50 times in one spot, and then 50 times in another spot, and then 50 times in another spot. And the whole day is just sprint efforts all day. And then whenever that finished, then that's when they put out the Rapha poster on the Bicycle Retailer magazine. And then it had got shipped to the shop, because the shop, all bicycle shops get the retailer magazine. So when it comes into the shop, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I have that kit. And then I was like, wait, oh my gosh, that's me. And I was like, oh my gosh, look. I'm like showing all my coworkers. I'm like, this is me. I was like, dang, this is so cool. Like I'm on the front page magazine. And then, like gave it to my mom, and like I signed it, and my mom was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna frame it. So Rapha reached back out to me, and they asked me to be a part of their Pro Team Crit photo shoot. So I did that one in LA with just myself, and then a couple photographers down there. And then the next time they went to fly me out to San Francisco for the sunglasses. So I was on like all the ads. They're like in LA in the Rapha coffee shop. And like people would send me pictures on Instagram like, hey, this is you. Like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know you did this. And I was like, yeah, like that's me. I was like, that's so cool. I didn't know that they have like a giant poster of me in the Rapha shop. Like that's so cool. We did the ride up in San Francisco for 3 days. So it was just all about like the Pro Team jersey, the Pro Team Crit, like the whole thing. And then we had this huge harness that was latched around my rib cage, and it was so heavy. It's like 50 pounds, and you have to sit on it. You have to ride on the bike with it, and it's like super far out from you. It's so crazy because the thing, it's like a tripod, and it latches onto your hips, and then the bigger one latches onto your chest, and it comes out. And like when you move, the camera like adjusts with you. So like you have to not move your upper body whatsoever in order for it to focus on your face. So you have to ride with it. And then that's why they picked me, is because they knew that I had good bike handling skills at the time. So then they were like, oh no, she can do it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so hard. And then they're like, okay, get out of the saddle and sprint. And I was like, what? So I'm getting out of the saddle and sprinting with this 50-pound thing over my chest. And then, but all the commercials came out so cool. Like everything came out like so good. It's the best experience because you get to meet so many new people, and you get to meet people from other countries. Like the people that are from, that work with Rapha, they're all like from London. And so like when you meet them, it's funny because like the words that we use are not the words that they use. And so like there's so much miscommunication going on, and it's just hilarious the whole time because they'll make fun of us and we'll make fun of them. But it's a really fun experience. It's so much fun.